It happened every night. Without fail, I would wake to the sound of breathing heavy deep close, and when I opened my door, they were there. 3 massive wolves, royal guard beasts trained deadly loyal only to the king, bowing outside my tiny servant room, heads lowered eyes, gentle waiting. The first time I screamed, thought they would kill me. But they just sat, watching peaceful until dawn. Then they left, returned to the king's chambers, as if nothing happened. The second night I stayed inside terrified, but heard them outside breathing. Waiting, guarding the third night, I opened the door. Why do you come here, the largest? A silver male nudged my hand, gentle familiar, as if he knew me. And slowly, I remembered years ago, 5 years, a fire in the royal kennels. I was passing by, heard whimpering, found 3 pups trapped burning. No one around, I ran in, grabbed them all, 3 burns on my hands, arms, smoke in my lungs, got them out, left them with a guard, disappeared before anyone could see, because servants were not supposed to be heroes. I forgot about that night. The burns healed to scars. Life continued invisible. Exhausting, lonely, but the wolves did not forget. They remembered the woman who saved them when they were helpless, who risked everything for 3 pups. No one cared about, and now every night they came to bow to the woman who once saved them. Nobody knew why the palace whispered, "She is cursed. She controls them. She is a witch." But I was none of those things, just a servant who 5 years ago did what anyone should have done, and the wolves never forgot. Nobody knew why the royal wolves bowed to the servant Omega every night, but the wolves knew. They remembered the woman who saved them when no one else would. Chapter 1. My name is Alara, 28 years old, Omega kitchen servant invisible. I had worked in the palace for 10 years since I was 18, orphaned alone, needing work. The palace took anyone who could cook, clean, serve without complaint. I was good at being invisible, at doing my work without being seen, without causing problems. It was safer that way. The wolves started coming 3 months ago. At first I thought it was a mistake that they would stop, but they came every night, bowing outside my door, waiting until dawn. The other servants noticed, whispered, "Why do the royal wolves go to Alara's room? She must be controlling them somehow. She is a witch, cursed, dangerous." I tried to explain I did not know why they came, that I did nothing to call them, but no one believed a servant Omega. So the whispers grew darker, meaner, more dangerous. The head cook cornered me one morning. "What are you doing to those wolves?" "Nothing, I swear. I do not believe you. Servants do not have royal wolves bowing to them unless something unnatural is happening. I do not control them. I do not know why they come. You lie. I am just a servant trying to work, then make them stop coming. I cannot. Then you admit you control them, no? I just cannot stop them from doing what they want." She walked away, furious, suspicious. I knew this would not end well. The Alpha King heard the whispers, summoned me to his study. I went terrified, sure I would be executed for witchcraft. I did not even practice. The wolves came every night, the palace whispered, accused, and I was summoned to the king for answers I did not have. Chapter 2. The king, Theron Blackwood, sat behind his desk, watching me with eyes that missed nothing. "You are Alara the kitchen servant." "Yes, your majesty. My wolves come to you every night. Yes, your majesty. They do. Why, I do not know, your majesty. You expect me to believe that 3 royal guard wolves trained to obey only me, bow to a servant every night for no reason. I know it sounds impossible, your majesty, but I do not control them. I do not practice magic or witchcraft or anything. I am just a servant." Then why I hesitated. I think they remember me from a long time ago. "Remember you how 5 years ago, there was a fire in the royal kennels?" "Yes, I remember 3 pups were saved by someone who disappeared before they could be thanked. That was you." Yes, your majesty." "Why did you not come forward, claim recognition?" "Because I am a servant. Your majesty, servants are not supposed to be heroes. We are supposed to be invisible. So I left before anyone could see, and you have been invisible ever since." "Yes, your majesty. Until the wolves remembered and started bowing to you." "Yes, your majesty." He was quiet. "Long then, show me your hands." "What your hands show me?" I held out my hands, palms up. He took them. gently examined the scars from burns old faded. But there, these are from the fire. Yes, your majesty, you ran into a burning building to save 3 pups. Most people would not risk that for wolves. They were helpless, your majesty. I could not let them die, so you saved them, scarred yourself, then disappeared to stay invisible. Yes, your majesty, and now the palace calls you a witch for being remembered by the creatures you saved. Yes, your majesty. That is, he looked at me long hard. That is the most unfair thing I have ever heard. I, your majesty. You saved my wolves, risked your life, asked for nothing, and now you are accused of witchcraft for their gratitude. Yes, your majesty, that will not stand. Come with me. I told him the truth. He saw the scars, understood, and decided to change everything. Chapter 3. He took me to the wolf kennels where the 3 wolves lived, trained, served as royal guard beasts the moment we entered. They noticed me, the silver male Storm, the black female Shadow, the gray male Ash. All 3 ran to me, bowing, whining. Happy, they remember you. Yes, your majesty. After 5 years they remember the woman who saved them, when they were helpless. Wolves do not forget kindness. Your majesty. Neither do I. The king knelt beside Storm. Do you trust her? Storm looked at me, then at the king, bowed deeper. Yes, he trusts you more than he trusts me. I think he just remembers that I helped him once. You did more than help. You saved their lives at cost to yourself. That creates a bond that never breaks. I did not know that, your majesty. Now you do. He stood. The palace thinks you are a witch controlling my wolves. I know, your majesty, but you are just a woman who saved 3 pups and asked for nothing in return. Yes, your majesty. That ends now, what you will no longer be. A kitchen servant, but your majesty. You will be the royal wolf keeper, in charge of their care, training, well-being, with chambers near the kennels, so they can come to you every night, without the palace whispering. I cannot. Why not? Because I am Omega servant. I do not know how to be anything else. You saved 3 lives without training, without orders, just because it was right that qualifies you more than most people. I have met to care for creatures who need someone who truly sees them, but the nobles will object. Let them. These are my wolves, my decision. My kingdom, and you are the person they trust most. That makes you the right person for this role. I thank you, your majesty. Thank you for seeing me, when I have been invisible for so long. You should never have been invisible. Not someone who risks everything to save others. Now come, let me show you your new chambers. He made me wolf keeper. Gave me chambers. Saw me when no one else did. Chapter 4. The chambers were beautiful. Near the kennels, large, comfortable safe with a bed. A desk, windows that overlooked the gardens. Nothing like the tiny servant room. I had before the wolves followed me inside, claimed spots near the bed. The door, the window, guarding, protecting, loving. I sat on the bed, overwhelmed by everything. Storm approached, laid his head in my lap, looked at me with eyes that said, "You are safe now." I stroked his fur, remembered the tiny pup I pulled from flames 5 years ago, you remember? Do you not, Storm? Huffed agreement. I am sorry. It took so long for someone to see what you already knew, that I was just trying to help. He licked my hand. Forgiveness, acceptance, love. The king knocked on the open door. May I enter? Of course, your majesty. He stepped inside, looked at the wolves settled around me. They are happy? Yes, your majesty. They seem to be good. They have not been this calm in months. Not since they started visiting you every night. I am glad I can help them feel safe. You do more than that. You give them what they give you. What is that belonging? A place where they are seen, valued, trusted. I looked away. I have not felt that in a long time, your majesty. Since the fire, since I disappeared to stay invisible. Why did you choose to be invisible? Because being seen as a servant means being blamed when things go wrong. Being accused when things are unexplained. Being expendable when things need fixing. So I learned to be invisible to survive. But you are not invisible now. No, your majesty. I am visible and terrified of what that means. Why? Because nobles already accused me of witchcraft for the wolves bowing. Now that you made me wolf keeper, they will say I seduced you, or manipulated you, or something worse. Let them say what they wish. I know the truth. You saved 3 lives. You deserve recognition, not invisibility. You deserve safety, not fear, and I will make sure you have both. I thank you, Your Majesty, for believing me. When no one else did I believe in what I see, and I see a woman who risks everything for others, and asks for nothing that deserves everything. He gave me safety belonging visibility after years of being invisible, and I began to feel hope. Chapter 5. Weeks passed in my new role. I cared for the wolves, trained them, loved them. They flourished under attention from someone who truly saw them, not as weapons, but as creatures who needed care. The king visited often. At first I thought it was to check on the wolves, but he stayed longer. Talked more about everything. Nothing just existed with me in them. One evening, he found me in the garden with the wolves playing. They are different with you. Yes, Your Majesty, they are relaxed. How I just let them be wolves. Not guard beasts, not weapons, just themselves. That is what they needed. Yes, Your Majesty. What about you? What do you need? I do not understand. You spent 10 years being invisible, 3 months being accused, weeks being the wolf keeper. But what do you need for yourself? I have never thought about that. Why not? Because servants do not get to want things. We just survive. You are not just a servant anymore, I know, but I do not know how to be anything else. Then learn with me how to be seen, how to belong, how to want things for yourself, not just survive, but live. I would like that, Your Majesty. Good, Nalara. Yes, when we are alone, call me Theron. Theron, better. He smiled, sat beside me on the grass. The wolves around us, this is the most peace I have felt in years. Why? Because here I am not the king. I am just Theron, a man who likes wolves, and the woman who saved them. I am glad you feel peace here. Do you feel it too? Yes, for the first time in 10 years. I feel like I belong somewhere good because you do belong here with me. With them. With this, he gestured at the garden. The wolves, the moment I thank you, Theron, for giving me this. You gave me this by being brave enough to save 3 pups when no one else would. Everything after is just me trying to be worthy of that courage. He spent time with me teaching me to want things, to belong, to live, not just survive. Chapter 6. 2 months after I became Wolf Keeper, the nobles made their move. They accused me publicly in the throne room. Your Majesty, we must speak about the witch in your kennels. There is no witch, Lord. Garrett, just a woman who cares for my wolves. She controls them unnaturally. She does not control them. They remember her kindness. Impossible wolves do not remember for years. These do because she saved their lives when they were pups. You have proof of this. Yes, the scars on her hands from the fire she ran into. To save them. That could be from anything. It is from the fire 5 years ago, when 3 pups were saved by someone who disappeared. That someone was Alara. You believe her over us? I believe what I see. 3 wolves who bow to the woman who saved them, who trust her completely, who have never been calmer or happier. That is not witchcraft. That is gratitude. But Your Majesty. But nothing. You have accused an innocent woman of witchcraft, because you cannot understand that kindness creates loyalty, that saving lives creates bonds, that being seen creates trust. You are dismissed from my court, all of you who support this accusation. Your Majesty, we out now. They left furious, bitter, defeated. The king turned to me. Are you all right? I did not know they would. I knew they would try. Eventually people fear what they cannot control, and they cannot control the wolves loving you, so they call it witchcraft. I am sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. You saved lives years ago, and now you are being punished for it. That is unacceptable. What will you do? I will make sure everyone knows the truth about that night, about what you did, about why the wolves bow to you. But I did not want recognition, I know, but you deserve it anyway. He stepped closer. You deserve to be seen, valued, protected, not accused, not threatened, not made to feel invisible again. I will not let them do that to you, ever. Thank you, Theron, for fighting for me. I will always fight for you, always. He defended me, banished the accusers, and proved I was worth fighting for. Chapter 7. That evening, Theron found me with the wolves. Are you all right after today? Yes, I think so. You seem uncertain. I I am just not used to being defended publicly, like that you should be used to. By now, I have been defending you for weeks, I know. But today felt different how you banished nobles for me. I would banish the entire court for you, if necessary. Why would you do that for a servant? You are not just a servant, what am I? Then you are, he took my hand. You are the woman who saved my wolves, the woman who shows me peace, the woman who taught me to see worth beyond titles, the woman He stopped the woman What the woman I love? You love me. Yes, since the day you showed me your scars and told me the truth about the fire. I fell in love with your courage, your kindness, your strength to do what is right. Even when no one was watching, I do not know what to say. Say you feel this too, or say you do not. Either way I will understand, but I needed you to know that you are not just the wolf keeper to me. You are everything I did not know. I needed you are the reason I smile, the reason I feel peace, the reason I want to be better. I love you too. Theron, since you saw me when I was invisible, since you believed me when no one else did, since you made me feel like I mattered for the first time in my life, then marry me, Alara. Let me give you the life you deserve. Let me protect you, love you, see you every day for the rest of our lives. The court will object. Let them. The nobles will refuse. Let them. The kingdom will. I do not care what the kingdom thinks. I care what you think, what you want, what you need, and I need you to be mine, as I am already yours. Yes, Theron. Yes, I will marry you. He pulled me close, kissed me soft, certain forever, and I kissed him back, the king, who saw me when I was invisible, who loved me for being brave, who became my home. He confessed love. I confessed same. We decided to build a life together with the wolves who brought us together. Chapter 8. We married 3 months later, small ceremony in the wolf kennels, where the wolves lived, where I found my home. The wolves stood beside us as witnesses. Storm, Shadow, Ash, the creatures who never forgot, the woman who saved them, who led the king to me, who gave us all, a family after the ceremony. Theron turned to the wolves. Thank you for remembering her, for bowing to her every night, for leading me to the most important person in my life. Without you, I would never have known she existed, never have fallen in love, never have found this peace storm bowed deeper. You are welcome, Your Majesty. The look seemed to say we returned to the palace as king and queen. The court was silent, shocked but accepting, because the king made clear I was his choice, his wife, his queen, and they would respect me or leave. Most stayed learned to accept that invisible servants could become queens, that kindness creates loyalty, that being seen is the greatest gift. 1 year after the wedding, the wolves still came to my chambers every night, bowing, waiting until dawn. But now Theron was there too. They still come every night. Yes, they do. Why? Because they love you, and I love watching them love you, watching their gratitude, their trust, their devotion to the woman who saved them. When no one else would, I just did what was right, and that is why they love you, because you do not see saving lives as heroic. You see it as what anyone should do. That makes you remarkable. I am just me. You are my queen, my love, my everything, and I will spend every day proving to you that you are worth seeing, worth fighting for, worth loving, always. We married, built a life with the wolves, who remembered, who bowed, who brought us together. Epilogue 5 years later. The wolves were old now, gray muzzle, slower, gentler, but they still came every night to bow to the woman who saved them as pups. Storm could barely walk anymore, but he came. Shadow was nearly blind, but she came. Ash had arthritis, but he came every night without fail, bowing, waiting until dawn. One evening Theron found me with them in the garden. They are getting old. Yes, they are. Does it make you sad? Yes, and grateful. Why grateful? Because they lived full, happy lives. Because I got to be part of them. Because they brought you to me. They brought you to me too. How I saved them. Once they saved me every day after. By reminding me that I was worth remembering, worth bowing to, worth seeing even when I was invisible to everyone else. You were never invisible to them. No, They saw me when no one else did, and that saved me more than I saved them. Our daughter ran into the garden. Mama, Papa, the wolves are here again. Yes, they are little one. Why do they come every night? Because Mama saved them long ago and they remember. Always? Always, wolves do not forget kindness. She knelt beside, Storm stroked his gray fur. I want to be like Mama when I grow up, brave enough to save people. You are already brave, little one, just like your Mama. We sat in the garden, King, Queen, Princess Wolves. A family built from a fire, from kindness, from gratitude that never forgot the wolves. Bowed one more time to the woman who 5 years ago ran into flames to save 3 helpless pups who every night since bowed to her, reminding her that she was worth seeing, worth loving, worth everything. Nobody knew why the royal wolves bowed to the servant Omega every night. But now the kingdom knew. They remembered the woman who saved them, who risked everything for 3 lives no one else cared about, and in return, they gave her everything, visibility, belonging, love, and a king who saw what they already knew, that she was worth bowing to, always. Nobody knew why the royal wolves bowed to the servant Omega every night, until the kingdom learned she saved them once they remembered forever, and brought her a king who saw what they always knew, she was worth everything.